In September of 1620, the Mayflower left Plymouth, England with 102 passengers on board. The passengers aboard were people seeking a new land, a new home that offered the promise of prosperity, land ownership, and religious freedom. However, their first winter in the new land proved to be brutal and treacherous, and most of them just remained on the ship because they faced exposure to the harsh elements and contagious disease. And only half of them survived. The remaining settlers were visited on the ship by an Abenaki Indian from the nearby tribe and by Squanto, who belonged to the Pawtuxet tribe. And Squanto had previously been kidnapped by an English sea captain and sold into slavery. But later he had escaped to London and returned to his homeland on an exploratory expedition. So the Indians that came that day spoke English. And over the next several months, the Indians taught the Pilgrims how to grow corn, avoid poisonous plants, extract sap from the trees, and catch fish. Now, they were malnourished and diseased in a new land, and those Pilgrims probably would not have survived without the Indians. Squanto also created an alliance with the local Indian tribe, which years later remains one of the only harmonious relationships between the European colonists and Native Americans. That November in 1621, the Pilgrims invited the Indians to a celebratory feast in gratitude for their first successful corn harvest. In 1623, the Pilgrims held their second Thanksgiving feast in celebration of the end of a long drought that accompanied days of religious fasting. And for the next 200 years, Thanksgiving days were celebrated by the individual colonies and the states until 1863, when during the Civil War, President Lincoln proclaimed Thanksgiving Day to be held in November as a national holiday. Thanksgiving today remains a time of feasting, celebrating, and relaxing with family and friends. Yet for so many of us, Thanksgiving has lost much of its meaning. This Thanksgiving, may we choose to reflect and recover its significance. Thanksgiving really is about the hope and the courage to dream and pursue new endeavors, new lands, and bigger visions. It's about the promise and attainment of ownership and greater prosperity. It's about the beauty and the enjoyment of unity, harmony, and peace that comes from connection, acceptance, understanding, and loving people even if they're different. It's about the blessing of helping people who need what we've learned and what we've been given. And the discipline and commitment to hard work and doing what it takes to get what we desire. The perseverance through struggle and hardship until we experience the breakthrough. And the nourishment of harvesting our planted and watered seeds. It's about the transformation from surviving to thriving. The pursuit of greater freedom that's available to us and the diligent protection of it. The creation of something larger than ourselves that offers love, health, freedom, joy, and life to our fellow sojourners. And it's about the worship and celebration of God, who created and lovingly and generously blessed us with all of it. Thanksgiving is the gift of a new land of beauty, unity, freedom, and prosperity to us from the brave souls who envisioned and pursued something larger and greater, who trusted and loved God and each other, and who persevered through struggle until they succeeded. Today, may we give thanks and follow in their footsteps. Happy Thanksgiving.